After many days of the great deluge, a pivotal moment arrived in the story of creation. The mighty waters that had covered the earth began their slow retreat. It was a time when all life within the ark awaited a new dawn. The scriptures tell us that God remembered Noah and all the living creatures with him in the ark. This remembrance was not a passive thought, but an active, loving intervention. God's divine care extended to every being sheltered within those wooden walls. With his remembrance, God initiated the profound process of drying the land. He began to roll back the vast expanse of water that had reshaped the world. This was a testament to his power and his unwavering plan for humanity. First, he closed the floodgates of the heavens. The torrential rains ceased their relentless downpour, bringing an end to the source of the great waters. The skies, once dark and weeping, began to clear. Then, God sent a mighty wind to sweep across the earth. This powerful breath of God caused the waters to subside, pushing them back from the land. It was a gentle yet firm command over the elements. Slowly, but surely, the waters began their gradual recession. The immense volume that had submerged mountains now yielded to God's will. The earth, once a boundless ocean, started to reveal its contours once more. This receding process was not swift, but unfolded over several long months. It was a period of patient waiting within the ark, a time of transition from judgment to renewed hope. Each passing day brought the promise of dry ground closer. At last, after many days adrift, the ark came to rest. It settled upon the majestic mountains of Ararat, a high and firm foundation. This moment marked a truly significant turning point for Noah and all aboard. The ark's grounding signaled the end of their journey across the flooded world. It was a physical manifestation of God's guidance and protection. A new chapter was about to unfold for all of creation. Noah, ever watchful and eager, longed to assess the situation outside. He yearned to know if the earth was ready to receive them once more. His heart was filled with both hope and a cautious anticipation. To gain insight into the world beyond the ark, Noah first sent out a raven. This dark bird, known for its resilience, was dispatched to explore the vast, unknown landscape. It was a test of the receding waters. The raven flew forth, disappearing into the distant skies. However, it did not return to the ark. Its continued absence spoke volumes about the state of the world outside. The raven's non-return suggested that it had found sustenance elsewhere. It likely discovered carrion or other food sources on the still wet earth. This indicated that some land was exposed, but perhaps not yet suitable for habitation. After a period of waiting, Noah then sent out a dove. This gentle bird, a symbol of peace, was chosen for its different nature and habits. Noah hoped it would bring a clearer sign of the earth's condition. The dove flew out over the waters, searching for a place to land. However, it found no dry ground to rest its feet. With no suitable perch, the dove returned to Noah in the ark. Noah reached out his hand and brought the dove back inside. He understood that the waters were still too widespread for the dove to find a home. Patience was still required. After another week had passed, Noah sent the dove out again. He waited with renewed hope, praying for a positive sign. The fate of their new beginning rested on this small messenger. This time, the dove returned with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. This tiny green sprig was a profound message of hope and renewal. It was a tangible sign of life re-emerging. The olive leaf signified that the waters were indeed receding further. It meant that trees were once again standing tall enough to bear leaves. The earth was slowly recovering its verdant beauty. The olive leaf also signified that vegetation was reappearing across the land. New life was sprouting from the cleansed earth. It was a promise of sustenance and a habitable world. After yet another week, Noah sent the dove out a third time. This final dispatch was a test of the earth's readiness for their full emergence. He watched it fly away with a prayer in his heart. This time, the dove did not return to the ark. Its continued absence was the clearest sign of all. The dove had found a new home, a place to build its nest. The dove's non-return indicated that the earth was now truly habitable. The waters had receded sufficiently, and the land was dry enough for life to flourish. The long wait was finally over. Once the earth was completely dry, God spoke to Noah once more. He commanded Noah, his family, and all the animals to leave the ark. The time had come to step onto the new world. The purpose of this command was clear and profound: to repopulate the earth. God intended for life to flourish once again, filling the land with creatures and humanity. It was a fresh start for all. Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives, along with every living creature, emerged from the ark. They stepped out onto the dry ground, breathing the fresh air of a renewed world. It was a moment of immense gratitude and awe. As their first act upon the new earth, Noah built an altar to the Lord. This was an act of profound worship and thanksgiving. He acknowledged God's deliverance and faithfulness. Upon this altar, Noah offered sacrifices of clean animals and birds. These offerings were a symbol of his devotion and gratitude for God's protection and the new beginning. It was a heartfelt expression of faith. God was pleased with Noah's offering. The sweet aroma of the sacrifice ascended to him, a testament to Noah's obedient heart. God's favor rested upon Noah and his family. In response to Noah's worship, God made a solemn covenant with him. This was a sacred promise, an unbreakable agreement between God and all living things. It established a new relationship with creation. God promised never again to destroy all living creatures with a flood. This was a pledge of his enduring mercy and patience. He would not bring such a universal judgment upon the earth again. As a sign of this everlasting covenant, God placed his rainbow in the clouds. This beautiful arc of colors would serve as a perpetual reminder of his promise. Every time it appeared, it would speak of his faithfulness. God also established the natural order of the world. He ensured the continuation of seasons, with their cycles of planting and harvest. The rhythm of life would proceed without interruption. He decreed that day and night would never cease. The sun would rise and set, bringing light and darkness in their appointed times. This constant cycle would govern the earth. The cycle of life itself was affirmed, ensuring growth, reproduction, and renewal. God's commitment to life was evident in every aspect of this new order. The earth would thrive. This entire passage emphasizes God's boundless mercy and his unwavering commitment to life. It showcases his desire for humanity and all creatures to flourish. It is a story of divine grace. It marks the beginning of a truly new era for humanity and the animal kingdom. A fresh start founded on God's covenant, promising hope, stability, and the continuation of life on earth.